All right, guys. First November call because we had Halloween last week, so you guys got a week off. Um, Premiere week was obviously this past week. If you didn't try any of the workouts, definitely do that. I loved just the flair that they brought to things, and I can totally see them doing other like a lot of the trainers did workouts together, which I thought was cool, just to have something different to mix up. I can see how they are going to do this probably around Black Friday, around Christmas to New Year's, like kind of do hype weeks. So keep a lookout for that. The other big thing that I wanted to make sure you guys knew is they're extending the $300 off the bike through November. Well, I guess it will continue right now through November. And then there's going to be a Black Friday. Hey, Jamie, there's going to be a Black Friday sale beginning on November 15th. So those will be like two separate things. So just make sure you watch your back office. And if I see anything else specific, I will share that in the message pod. Obviously, peppermint mocha dropped this last week. If you didn't get yours, they shipped mine in 2-3 days, and I only got regular shipping. So I love when Beachbody over delivers on things. It's probably my favorite seasonal flavor, and I know people say that for like everything, but I mean, you guys know I have my Christmas tree up already. Like it's just how it is.
I have to say, I love it so much. I buy 5 boxes. Like, I mean, it has to last all year. So
Right.
I bought 5 boxes.
Definitely recommend if you want to try one. Allie and I would probably send you one if you want, but you should try it. And it's a great way too to gift your challengers to the holidays as well. It's just like a little thank you. They are also doing a body hat giveaway for Achieving Success Club in November. So that's a nice little sweet incentive. No matter how many months you've hit Success Club, just to get a little extra. And any other announcements? They've been doing some bod groups updates, but nothing specific. Any other updates you have, Allie? Okay. Go ahead.
Not that I can think of.
Oh, recognition. Who's got shout outs?
I'll go. So thanks, Jamie. I had family pictures today. So one, I got it way darker this week, but it's also curled. So shout out to Sarah, who officially hit Emerald last Thursday. And she has been doing all of her daily tracker things and just being really consistent, which is amazing. And then shout out to Whitney, who's been not on the call, but I'm sure she'll watch the recording. Been sending out tons of invites, having lots of conversations, and just kind of being steady and consistent in her business. So shout out to you girls. And Jamie for always being on team call, even though it's 6:00 there. And I'm sure you're tired too. Mom life.
Anyone else have shout outs before I go? Well, I want to shout out Amanda, already locked in Success Club. She hustled her booty in October, and it's proof that like when you work hard, the end of that month, it can trickle into the next month. And I know that that's like a big confidence builder, because it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business, there's still months that are effing hard. So we got to talk a lot yesterday at Jess's wedding, and Morgan was there. So it was just nice to have all of us together. I also wanted to shout out Allie and her team, because it is not just Allie. So Jamie and Monica are also on here, and Sarah, sorry. They achieved Team Builder in September, actually, and I didn't announce it until this past week, but that's okay. So that's really huge, because it's the first rung on the way to elite, and it's proof that you guys can do hard things together. And there's no reason that you can't shoot for team leader by the end of the year. It's a way for Beachbody to celebrate you and the people that you're helping and the impact that you're making. So I'm very proud of all of you, because it isn't just Allie. I know it's very easy to think, well, Allie's hitting Success Club and all that, but those sorts of recognitions are team recognitions. So I think it's really important to remember that you guys are contributing to that as well. There was one other recognition that I have that I lost it. So we will get the party started with the guest of honor. And if you guys have any other recognition, last call, anybody, or you can always put in the chat. Okay. We're going to get this party started. So I had asked, you guys may or may not know Morgan. If you've been on Zoom at, 4:30 or 5 in the morning, you might have seen her because she is an early freaking bird. But this is Morgan's first call. So she is in the Job One test group, which is our new program coming out in December. And she also achieved Success Starter this year, which means her first 3 months as a coach, she helped at least 3 people, earned her spot in the test group, which she's going to talk a little bit more about. And that's a really big thing that as we bring on new coaches, and I know she'll probably talk about this, like that was a push for her to achieve it and make it a concrete goal to work towards. And I love that now Success Starter, you have to achieve it within 3 months of your first 6 months. So it gives you that time to kind of build that confidence and get the ball rolling. But Morgan lives in Pennsylvania, middle of Pennsylvania. She will tell you a little bit more about herself, but I'm excited for you to, I think it'd be helpful to like share your story, how you started with Beachbody, all that good jazz. And then she's going to get into Job One. And so if you guys have specific questions about Job One, put them in the chat and then she can circle back around to them after she kind of shares a bit about her story. So thanks for being here, girl.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I started with Beachbody last year, actually. My first day doing any workout was the day after I was laid off for COVID. So it was actually my saving grace through all of my time off. And then I began coaching in January. And basically I just did like the lead by example. I was just posting every day what I did, and just, people were interested. They kept coming. They were like, what are you doing? And that's when I started 9 Week Control Freak, and I started a group for that. And that's how I kind of got a lot of people to follow me. And Success Starter was something to work towards. And if we're being honest, all I wanted was a long sleeve t-shirt. I love t-shirts. And I was like, I want that t-shirt. So I'm getting it. And that came along with going into a Success Starter, a test group. So I just found out, I guess it was September, that it was this Job One thing. And I found out it was 20 minutes. I was a little nervous. I was like, what's 20 minutes going to do for me? I love Autumn, big Autumn fan. Just came from her program of 30 minutes, but I know she pushes hard and I didn't know anything about Jennifer. And I was a little nervous, but I was like, this is fun. Like, this is new. I'm not the only person, but I'm, one of not very many. And so the program is 4 weeks for 20 minutes, 5 workouts a week. It's 3 days of strength training and 2 days of cardio. And I love it. I love it so much. I think that 20 minutes makes you actually push harder than you would if you were working out for 30 or 45 or 60. If you go in, I don't know, me, it's all mental, you go into an hour-long workout and you're like just counting down the minutes, or like you're timing it out. Oh, I already did 15 minutes, I have only 45 more, and it's like 20 minutes flies by. I guess, every trainer makes a playlist, and her playlists are like 5-6 songs long. Like, that's literally how short it is. So I'm not a big music fan, but her playlists are great. So I've been enjoying listening to them. She actually sends them to me on Instagram, as I'm sure she does the other 200 people, but I think that's pretty cool. I think this is a good program for you to get people to join Beachbody. I'm just thinking from the outside looking in, I think some people think that some of our programs are daunting almost. And it's like, this is 20 minutes. Everyone spends 20 minutes fooling around doing something during our days. And this is literally 20 minutes for yourself. It's called Job One for that reason. Make yourself your number one job. Like I said, it's 2 days of cardio, and I know a lot of you got your bikes and you love them. So you actually can sub a cycling workout in for one of those cardio days. And she actually has made the cycling workouts. So you just choose that instead of the normal cardio. And I do like Jennifer a lot. I like the way she coaches. It's kind of just her. There's no cast members. It's just her in 20 minutes. And before you know it, it's over. So I love it. I want to do it again and again, probably. I want people, I know I've already had interest, people are like, what are you doing? 20 minutes? You can't do anything in 20 minutes. I'm like, yes, you can. I am sweating and I'm dying at the end of it. So yeah, that's it.
Maybe
Okay, I have a question already. I'm just gonna get started with it. Sorry, Danielle. I was gonna ask, and I've been trying to keep up with your stories through this because I am excited seeing you like post about it and all the calories that you're burning, and just your excitement through the process. But have they released that you're allowed to share small clips yet?
So I'm allowed to share. I can't remember if I think it's up to a minute, which I mean, I guess a minute out of 20 is not bad, but it's still not that much. So yeah, we're allowed to show tiny bit. We're not allowed to like show the calendar though. So like I can't share what the workout names are called. And I can't directly show her working out. I can only show me. So I've taken a lot of videos. I haven't been posting them. I should post them more. So I will do that.
Awesome. I love that. And I had another question. If you were to say, people have about like a month from the coach side to prepare for that VIP launch. If you were to say, hey, here's what I would recommend to prep you for it, what would that look like from the Beachbody library?
Oh man.
Or if they've shared anything about that. I don't know. That's my question.
Yeah, they haven't really shared anything about it. I will say it's not reps, it's timed. So I do think that you have to push yourself in it. It's not like she's saying, 15 reps, let's go. It's like 30 seconds, do what you can. And so, I mean, I would compare this probably like 21 Day Fix and stuff like that. I think everyone can do this program. I don't think it's made for certain people because there's both types of training in it. And you can be lifting 50 pounds if you want, or if you're still back at 10, you can do that too. So I don't have a good answer for that. Sorry.
Just to kind of follow up on that, the sample workout is going to be on BOD November 15th. And Mompreneur Resources just started the stuff, and there's already a prep calendar in there. So we can work with Morgan and maybe see if she has any additional insights that she thinks that would add to that. So Mompreneur is the virtual assistant that we use for like a lot of our content. So they do stuff for all the launches that we have. But would love to run that by you, Morgan, and see if you're like, hey, maybe this workout would be a better prep sequence. Cause y'all know, I always love doing the prep calendars and having them available, especially right now when a lot of people give up. Like that's the whole point of November in my mind. Like, how can you get people consistent now so that they can really rock it when we launch December and be prepared for that?
I will say it's more endurance training, not really strength training. I mean, you should push your weights, obviously, as of any, but like I just finished lift 4 right before I started this, and it's definitely not like that. So like we're not upping our weights every week. Like she is just making times longer. So like muscle under tension and stuff like that. So it's more endurance wise.
Morgan asked how many weeks was it again?
4.
So I thought it's a month.
4 weeks, 5 times a week, 20 minutes each.
That's going to be huge for people.
And they're not even like over 20 minutes. They're like 19 minutes. Like when it comes up on the screen, that's what it says. So it's not any extra time. And you do I will say the warm up and the cool down are not very long. If some people prefer warming up longer than others, it's only like 2 moves maybe at the beginning. I will say they're more intense than some warm-ups of other programs just because she's trying to get your heart going quickly. But I typically stretch probably a little more after I'm finished just to give my muscles more time. Cause again, she only does like 2 stretches afterwards, but.
So maybe we can make like a graphic of some warm-ups and cool downs from BOD. Cause the number one thing is going to be, and maybe you can speak to this, to someone who says 20 minutes isn't enough for me.
It is enough. If it's not enough for you, you're not pushing hard enough.
So I think that would be a really great video to have, whether you record it or do it live in the hub, because I know that will be something from our girls. I mean, y'all saw people on 645 were doubling up, and I literally wanted to pound my face because I'm like, you're going to injure yourself, right? If you're not doing it well. So do you feel like there's a lot of breaks in the workouts that you're doing, or it's just like very fast?
There are literally no breaks.
Okay.
I mean, she maybe gives you 15 seconds. The one workout has like power minutes. So like you're like lifting and then all of a sudden you're into 3 cardio moves back to back and you maybe get 30 seconds before you start all over. So it's when like you're working out for 20 minutes, you're working out for 20 minutes.
What about, and I'll keep going because I didn't see it. So the launch dates are the 2nd and the 16th. Kristen had asked. The 2nd is preferred customer and coach launch, and the 16th is customer launch. What about nutrition? What are you following nutrition wise? What would you recommend? How is that being incorporated?
They definitely recommend following a program. It's, I mean, just like any other Beachbody program, you should follow some sort of nutrition program. I don't know if you guys follow Jennifer or not, but she right now, she has really nice abs. And she said she literally got them from this program. She's incorporating a lot of core in like all of the moves that she's doing. But again, abs don't just come from working out. So they came from her eating well too.
Supplement wise, what are you using, or what would you recommend that people definitely use?
She definitely drinks Energize and a matcha every morning. Fun fact. She also drinks Hydrate. I only drink Recover. But again, in Shakeology, obviously. But she recommends all the things. So.
Yeah, I figured that was pretty standard. What other
I have a
questions?
question. So the bands I've seen you use, do you use the resistance bands in all of the workouts or just in their strength?
So I actually just used them for the first time last week, and the one workout was fully like loops, and it was awful. I mean, it was good, but like, you know, those little loops really do a thing for you. So they're not, I think we'll use them more because I mean, I got them for free actually. So we had to order them, got them for free. So I'm assuming we'll be using them more, but they didn't start incorporating them till last week.
What week are you on, Morgan, right now?
I'm going into week 3. So I'm
Okay.
already halfway done, which is super sad.
But that's cool that this is probably a really great program to have in our library that you can repeat and like, it seems like push yourself to a different level.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like there's enough variety that someone won't get bored? Like what other things?
So actually, she just posted in our bod group yesterday, I think, about how much she wanted this to be a variety. She didn't really make it a progressive program like most of the other programs. She wanted it to be a variety. And she said it was actually hard for her to create. There are 20 different whatever. Yeah, 20 different workouts. Like they're not the same. There are no same moves. She made it like that. So you could do this over and over again, like I said, because you're not just upping your weights, and you know, you get to a point eventually where you can't lift much more. But here you can push yourself harder. You can do more cardio moves, stuff like that.
I have a couple questions. Did your husband do this experience with you?
No.
Does he want to now that he's been watching you for 2 weeks?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I mean, no pressure there. I just know that happens a lot with test groups. I was also going to ask, I know there's going to be, I mean, there always is, but with the beginning of a new year and a new program, it's always a great opportunity for new coaches to join the team. And you talked about kind of not really having that initial push on Success Starter based around the test group opportunity, but you're in the middle of it right now. What would you say to those of us who bring in new coaches in the next few months or next year and have the opportunity to explain to them the benefits of this program and what being part of a test group could be like for them, and show them the value that it has for themselves and the growth of their business?
I seriously, I feel like this is the easiest thing to sell. I mean, who's going to say no to 20 minutes? So like, number one, if you're a new coach coming, if you're signing up a new coach, like this is a program that anyone can do. And I think being part of something that not everyone's a part of is great. Cause then, you know, something that someone else doesn't, and that's a good feeling. So I think it's just motivation to do this. Like I said, I wasn't necessarily pushing for this, but I think I got here and I was excited that I get to be part of something that not everyone else is. So yeah, what Kristen said. So.
Was it worth the work?
It was. It always is. It's hard while you're doing it. It's hard to push and work those extra hours, but here you are, and now you get to share with everyone else, and everyone else wants to know what you're doing, and it's a good feeling.
Well, and what's crazy is you haven't even finished redeeming all the rewards. Like you got a free summit ticket and you still haven't had your summit. So like you're still gonna keep, it's the gift that keeps giving for you.
Right. And it's never ending. So like some places you go, or even anything in your life, you get one prize. You do something and you get one thing. And it's like, just like you said, this is multiple things.
Well, Morgan, you had to wait a certain amount of time before you started the test group. So do you feel like this is reinvigorating your journey and your leadership in a way that you really wanted or needed? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it came at a time where I was feeling kind of low. So I think it just like picked me back up again and got me going. So yeah.
I was gonna ask kind of not a program question, but like I just think test groups are different every time because of the trainers, but like get so much of the voice in the program and the way that they connect with their people. How has been like your experience with the connection with the other test group members?
Yeah, I've been trying to, it's sometimes hard to find people on Instagram. I've been trying to stalk these people to find them and like interact with their stories and like talk about it. I'd actually like to know how other test groups went, just like how, like if the trainer interacted, or like, I mean, she comes on and posts videos every day of the bod group and says random things. But I don't know if there's like more, or if like I don't know if we give our feedback. I mean, obviously it's launching. So I don't know how that all works.
So I can kind of speak to that a little bit. But mine was obviously run on Facebook. So Morgan and I had talked about it a little bit a couple weeks ago, that I didn't know she was running it in bod groups. Not that, it's not super, super different, but I will say, because I was in the shift shop group. So Chris Downing is a different kind of person, in the sense of like, he is so, I don't know much about Jennifer and the way that she does things, but he was in that group all the freaking time. And one thing I would suggest, if you're looking for other Instagrams to follow, just post. Well, if you're allowed to post in the group, that's another thing, or reach out to the Beachbody representative that runs the group and ask them if you can do an Instagram thread where everybody drops their Instagram handle, because that will be easier for you to not spend hours going to look for people, and then it will cultivate those connections. I feel like, I don't know, mine was the last test group before they started running it with success starters. So I do feel like it was a little bit different, just because most of the people in there had been running the business for probably at least a year or two. But I think as bod groups continues to evolve in a different way, it'll be interesting to see how it's a little bit more interactive. But we had a Zoom call every single week. He was in there at 5 or 6 a.m. on a live every single day. I mean, he was very dedicated and consistent. I know that kind of changed the way a lot of trainers had to do their test groups after that. But it's always kind of, and Morgan and I talked about this, like you kind of want to reach out to some people and connect with ideas, even if they're not reaching out to you. So I think asking for that Instagram handle will give you a way to like creep on some people and see if they're your vibe and you connect with them. What other specific can I kind of like, I don't know if that was helpful or not.
I think the one other thing that she mentioned, did you give feedback back to the trainer before the program was final?
Yeah, they had us fill out all this paperwork at the end where you submit your official pictures, you submit your official results, and there was multiple questions that they asked, which I think might not have made it into actual shift shop workouts, because it depends when they're filming them. Like I don't know how like the live sequencing of this is being filmed and how that hits with the launch, like sometimes the intention is like they're giving you the beta kind of videos that have been filmed, and then they might tweak some things based on your feedback or what you're giving. Like there was a few things with the carb cycling on Shift Shop that they definitely changed the nutrition on before they launched it back to everybody, because there were so many questions about like clarifications and things like that. But I think the feedback got put into Proving Grounds when he launched his second program. So I think it's just a different experience right now because everything's live, right? In a sense, especially with the body live classes. So, and I'm going to push you on this a little bit again, because I know I'm going to have challengers that are going to say 20 minutes, not enough. Like, I want to do more. What sequence are you doing your workouts? Like, are you doing Monday through Friday? Or are you just mixing it up? What works for you?
Yeah,
Are
I'm doing
they,
it
like,
Monday through
resting
Friday,
those
which
other
is
days?
how the program is made for, just because she's calling it job one. So you're making it a job. So I think
Okay.
like Monday through Friday is, I think, how she wants it to be. But while doing the workouts, I've even said this to myself, I think you could take a rest day whenever. I don't feel as if like 2 days are really, really hard and that like my third day I'm kind of dragging. So I do think you could mix your days up around. I don't think you would have to follow 5 days in a row. And I do believe she's coming out. So yesterday she did a live on Instagram, I guess, with a muscle recovery workout. I did not watch it yet. I was busy yesterday, but I think she'll be coming kind of like, I just relate everything to autumn. She comes out with those bonus things, you know, so like a recovery day. So she'll have extra things to go along with it too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm interested to see, like, since obviously they'll be doing like the body cycling classes, which I know those could be switched out for the cardio days, right? Is that the intention?
Well, I thought that at first until we have to log on into the program every day, and just Friday there were cycling workouts in there. So I actually think she's creating her own. So, and I haven't watched, I don't have a bike, but I
Yeah.
probably will watch one time just to see how it is. So because I'm not sure if she's doing full 20 minutes of cycling or if she's inputting other things into it too. Like 20 minutes isn't that all that long. So I would assume that's probably all cycling, but I can watch and let everyone know.
Yeah, that'd be good to have some feedback on, since there's so many people that have bikes now, and like how that's going to be incorporated, especially because I'm sure a lot of people will be buying the bike with Black Friday coming up and as Christmas gifts and things like that. So that would be great feedback, Morgan, if you like continue to see any more information of that, especially because we know she came from Peloton. So I'm sure some of the bonus workouts will be more aligned with that, or like if they would suggest like some of the body workouts that she's doing and stuff like that, how it could be incorporated.
Yep.
I know we're bombarding you with questions. I have another one and it literally just slipped my mind. This is so terrible. Come back to me. I'll come up with it.
What about like, is she suggesting any personal development or mindset stuff in your group?
He hasn't said anything about that. So I don't know. I mean, I would assume like all trainers, she probably has to say, you know, that you should. So, but she hasn't like come out and said anything.
I remembered, you guys. So you have been talking about her playlists. I know pretty much all of the most recent Beachbody workouts, contrary to what they had like 5 years ago, I have pretty much only seen like with the music in the program. They used to have like with and without. I think 80 Day Obsession did that. How is the playlist factoring into the actual workout itself? So is it going to be combined when you do it, or is there no music in the actual workout and you have to play your own playlist?
In the
Just,
actual workout. Okay. I want to say at the beginning of this, we watched like the introduction video of everything, and they said that they were still tweaking things and working especially on the music. So I don't actually know if they're going to incorporate it. Right now, they're just Spotify playlists, but she makes a Spotify playlist for each individual workout and labels it that way. So at least it's broken down that way. I just don't know if they're going to be like in the background, because right now it's just silence, like her talking.
That's cool that there's one for every day, though. I feel like that's bringing in the body. So I don't know if you've done any of the body workouts, Morgan, because I know you've been doing job one, but you know, like the actual music for me, that's like one of the reasons I love body, because I don't have to listen to my own music over and over again. And it's like, you never know what you're getting each day, but each like trainer has their own vibe, which I freaking love.
Yeah, I did 2 weeks of body workouts in between Lift 4 and this, and I loved the music. And I love that you can turn down the trainer and turn the music up. It was great. So I don't know if they came up with that, if maybe these new programs will start doing something like that,
Yeah,
because it's cool. And I think they should have got a lot of good feedback about the music. So I don't know.
cool. What else you guys want to know? Burning questions. Well, so maybe you can talk to while they think of something. You did 6:45, right, Morgan? Did you? Oh, um, okay. Well, I was going to ask you your opinion of other things. What else do I want to know about it? How do you feel she compares, like, there's like hardcore autumn lovers. Are they going to like her personality or that sort of thing? Because I do think that people attach to certain trainers, and it's always interesting when we have a new one and you're not familiar with them, like what to kind of expect from her.
I'm an autumn lover and I love her and I'm obsessed with her. And I like Jennifer a lot. I think I want to say they're similar. I don't know. Sometimes I think Autumn gets intense and Jennifer, this is weird. She talks really loud, but like she's like very forceful with her voice. And I like that. It's not like yelling at you, but it's like, and she's always encouraging and she's always counting, which is a big thing for me, always counting down or whatever. I think she's a likable person too. So I think that would play into it. I don't think, I mean, people are going to hate her, I guess, but I like her and I think she's a good trainer. So I hope everyone likes her.
Morgan says she gives her Megan vibes.
I haven't done a Megan program yet, so I don't know. I follow Megan on Instagram, so I sort of know, but I think Megan's more peppy, and I don't think Jennifer's as peppy as Megan.
I can see that kind of somewhere in the middle of Autumn and Megan.
Yeah.
What else you guys want to know? Get Morgan on the hot seat.
All right. I won't just talk, but if you ask questions, I'll answer them.
Yeah, or any other things that you feel would be helpful, especially I mean, I can steer it as like, so what are you doing specifically to prepare for this launch, and how do you feel that it can really reach people? As we know, we're sitting in November, which is a difficult month, only if you think that way, right? But how are you, or what are you focusing on up to launch to be able to help as many people with this program?
I'm honestly really focusing on the 20-minute thing because I have a lot of people who have come out of the woodworks and been like, 20 minutes, or is this real? And I'm like, yes, it's real. So I honestly have a list of people who have just said like, I don't have enough time. I'm too busy. I can't work out, blah, blah, blah. And so I am going after those people because I just feel like you can't make excuses for 20 minutes. So I'm collectively making these videos. I plan on putting them all together and doing things like that. I don't know off the top of my head. I have the list that we talked about and I wanted to do those. I want to do a countdown. I felt like it was too far out. So now we're like under a month. So I do want to start doing a countdown. Maybe do more questiony things, get people interested. I don't know. I like want to bait people almost, like, I don't know. I don't want to give them too much information because I want them to ask. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So one thing I would suggest that maybe Morgan could do for any of you that really want to seriously use this program to build your team is, as you're posting your workouts, as you're posting anything related to the program, maybe tagging people on the team so that we can reshare your content and kind of talk about it in our way and hype you up as you are going through this. You're the only one on the team that's doing it. So that's a great way that we can reshare content and also just shout you out, because you should be celebrated for the hard work you're putting in. But I think that that could be a great community opportunity. I was sitting on a corporate call last week and she was talking a lot about her team staying consistent in tagging each other. So I know a lot of us have maybe done that in the past, or maybe lost steam with that a little bit. So I want to challenge everybody on this call that, when you're doing your Zoom workouts or you're doing your Energize, tag the people, especially that aren't showing up, even challengers on your team, because I swear every time Allie and I talk about this, we get messages from our challengers that are like, thank you for tagging me. Like I needed that kick in the ass to like show up. But I was thinking from it as like, if Morgan's sharing videos anyways, I personally would love to reshare stuff and kind of hype it, because I think it's a special opportunity if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I probably have half of your Instagram handles, but if you want to, the rest of you drop them in the chat. I will tag you all tomorrow. I'm reading Jess's question. You asked, do you think that's mostly people are responding Instagram stories or doing anything else? I'm a big Instagram person. I don't go on Facebook a lot. But yes, I think people are just responding to they're not even like responding to a poll or anything. They're just responding to a story, which it's nice that people are interested enough to even send a message. And Jamie asked how many calories I'm burning. I'm probably burning between 200 and 250, which probably doesn't seem like a lot, but for 20 minutes, I feel like that's a decent amount of calories. So
cool. All right. Well, next week we are going to dive into more of the business side of things and break down some other things that Morgan and I specifically talked about to prepare her that I know has worked in the past for test groups, and go through all the resources you guys will get. So I might ping you this week a couple times, Morgan, to just say like, hey, do you agree with this or should we change it? So we will be launching all the Job One stuff next Sunday night. So make sure that you guys bring on your challengers if they want to learn more about it. Hopefully Morgan could be there and answer any other questions. If not, we can ping her in the hub. Oh, Kristen, go ahead.
Yeah. So I tried like at Danica's suggestion, like T20 or T25 one time. I hate cardio. Like I hate cardio. So I'm excited about what you're talking about, Morgan, because like there's only 2 days of cardio. Because like 20 minutes is definitely like intrigue, like, oh, that'd be awesome, right? But when it's 20 minutes of nothing but cardio, like I just don't even want to push play.
what don't you like about cardio?
I don't enjoy it like at all. Like I just
Like, are there certain moves that you don't like, or you just?
no, I just don't like cardio. My boobs bounce everywhere and it's painful. And like
I don't have that.
yeah, even with good sports bras, like it does not matter. Like Sarah feels me. Like my boyfriend was like, why don't you start running? And I'm just like, no, dude, like never. Like if you see me running, it's because there's a fire or someone's chasing me. Like I don't do it.
So this is a good obstacle. Like, what would you say the cardio workouts are comparable to? Can they be easily modified to allow someone who isn't as in love with cardio as much? I mean, I think, yeah, because they're only 20 minutes, you're not even gonna have time to probably think about how much you don't like it. I don't know if you've done a T20 workout before and can speak to that. So that might be something to keep in the back of your head, to just even look up one day to know. I would guess it's probably different, but
I was gonna say something, I forget.
Sorry.
Jamie asked if it's like a hit type. One of the days is basically just hit, and the other one's other moves. I'm trying to think of last week, because first off, I wanted to say everything can be modified. She gives a modification for almost everything. And like I said before, because you're not doing reps, you don't have to like get a certain amount in. You can go as slow as you want. So if you don't like to do cardio, you can go as slow as you need to go so that, your heart isn't beating on your chest. Or, and some of the moves, I mean, as you probably all know, your hands above your head is what spikes your heart rate. So, but like, you don't have to be like running or doing a really hard move to get your heart rate up. So I do think some of the moves are easier per se, and you're not like bouncing around a lot. I'll pay attention to the cardio moves this week and see, because I'm thinking of last week and I think there's a mixture. So I'll pay attention this week.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I liked MBF, because like it was essentially just 2 days of cardio. Like they were not my favorite days, but like I knew it's only 2 days. Like it's only 2 days a week, so I can deal with it.
And one of them can be a car or a bike. So I don't know if you have a bike or not, but like you could substitute that.
That's a good.
Yeah, no, I wish. I'm working on buying a dishwasher for my parents and helping them. My mom's finally like ready to sell, and I've convinced her that she needs to go back up north where there's more family. So she's got more help with my dad. So she finally like shared that she's getting information. So there's a couple things that I want to help them get for the house. So my Christmas bonus is gonna go towards that.
Super sweet. Well, this is probably lots of good feedback for you, Morgan, too, to know what obstacles you're going to hit or what people are like, I want to know more about. So
It's nice to get questions because now I know what I need to post about, like what I haven't been talking about. So this is good.
Well, thank you for giving your time. We're super excited for you. Going to crush these last 2 weeks. And like I said, next week's call is going to be more all the launch info, all the resources you guys will have, all that good stuff. And if you have any other specific questions for Morgan, put them in the coach chat after this, and we can make sure, like I said, I'm going to bug her to help with any like videos that might be helpful for everybody to have as we come up on the launch and things like that. Cause I think it's always nice coming from the person who's done it before, which none of us have. So thank you for giving your time. Any other last closing thoughts you want to leave with the team about really using this program to build into 2022?
I think just new things are exciting. So if you start talking about it now and get people excited, once the time is here, they'll already be hooked instead of waiting until that time to get them hooked. So I'll start tagging you all and you can start talking about it.
And everybody else call out to tag each other and Morgan as well, so she can showcase the community and help her as well, because I know that she wants to build with this. So thank y'all for being here. I hope you have a fabulous week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye, guys.